Yo, what's up everybody? I'm back and we're gonna do another day of me tracking my macros. I'm gonna show you how I build my plan every day so that I'm hitting my macronutrient needs, my proteins, carbs, fats, and overall calorie count. So I'm gonna show you how I piece together the puzzle of that every day. Do me a favor before we get started. As usual, if you find this video to be of help to you, please do me a favor, hit the like button, maybe even the subscribe button while you are there. So I'm doing things today a little bit differently again, trying to shake a few things up. For one, whenever I built today's plans, I've already built it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I started with my normal pre and post workout because that's a staple for me every single time. But I started with snacks this time versus starting with meals. Basically, I just thought to myself, well, there's a few things that I know for sure that I want throughout the day as far as like snacks. And so I actually added those in first, and then built my meals after that to kind of try to fit in what was remaining that still needed to be fulfilled on my nutrients, right? So usually what I'll do is I'll do my pre and my post workout first, then I build my meals, and then whatever's left over, that's what I use for snacks. This time I did it a little bit different, just showing you the different ways that you can sort of manipulate your day so that you can kind of get the foods that you still want to eat and still be able to hit your nutritional goals with your macronutrients. So yeah, more snacks throughout the day today, smaller meals. You know, if I do, 2, 3, 4 snacks, kind of just little meals throughout the day, then my bigger meals, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I have to make them a little bit smaller to be able to accommodate that extra food throughout the day. And frankly, that's fine. Some days I just get sick of eating large meals, only 3 times a day. So gonna do a little bit differently. Let's take a look at how I built today's macro plan. All right, rock and roll. Let's get going on this. This is today's meals. Of course, as we do every day, I take a look first at, once I have finished building my plan for the day, I want to take a look at my overall numbers at the top to make sure that I have ended up within the range that I want to end up in. First thing I look at is my total calories. I want to make sure that I'm just a little bit over every single day on my target. You can see here I'm 27 calories over. That's perfect. In fact, if we scroll over, just swipe, you can see here that I have officially consumed 506, well, at the end of today, I will have consumed 506 total carbs, 249 grams of protein, 84 grams of fat. Of course, this is something that you will come up with your own numbers. I recommend going to Google and typing in bigger, leaner, stronger macros, and it'll show you how to calculate your targets. So I'm 27 over, that's great. I'd rather be over than under whenever I'm bulking, just because of course if I'm under calories, that's how you lose weight. I don't wanna lose weight, I wanna try to add some on. So of course, I also wanna be just a little bit over on my protein. If I'm gonna be over on something, protein, carbs, or fat, I prefer protein more so, and you can see here 18. I'm just a little bit under on my carbs, and that's okay. A little bit over on my fat, that's okay. Usually what I'll shoot for is something that's a little bit more even so that the protein will not be as high, but everything will be a little bit over. So, you'll have negatives in each category, but this is still a great plan for me today. I'm fine with this, especially with what I've added in here. So here's how I built this. First off, of course, I did my pre and my post workout. My pre is just, I don't know if I've changed this thing for weeks now. So it works, I'm keeping it. It's the 1.5 scoops of whey protein and the 40 grams of carbs. That's about 30 minutes before I work out. Post workout, 1.5 scoops of whey protein again. This time I've got an Oreo Pop-Tart. I'm actually gonna do a blueberry Pop-Tart, I think. I don't wanna do Oreo. So I'll have to change those numbers just a smidge, but they still hold true for this. Now, the reason I'm doing a Pop-Tart is because I want to, and it fits my numbers. This was one of the first things I changed whenever I updated today's plan. I took out the normal food that I have there for that post-workout, which is usually some combination of raisins and dried wasabi peas. I actually worked those in later, and you'll see how that works. But for my post-workout, I wanted that carb boost. Usually I go for about 90 grams of carbs on my post-workout, but I'll sacrifice for a couple of Pop-Tarts. So that's what I did for my pre and my post-workout. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did my snacks first and then worked around them. Let's take a look at what I did. You can see here, I went ham, no pun intended, on my snacks. I got a 1 bar, a protein bar. I have a frozen fruit bar, which is a nice little 15 grams of carbs, no fat. And then here I got the almonds, raisins, and wasabi peas. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I just drop all of them into a big bowl, and I just eat it like a trail mix. So those, even though it shows 3 different things there, it's actually just one snack. And then a couple of bananas. I love bananas, and they're easy to eat, and they're 0 fat, which is great. And in fact, you can see there, it's 54 carbs today for just the bananas. When you're trying to eat 500 plus carbs a day, you come up with ways to eat carbs that normally I wouldn't eat 2 bananas in a day if I wasn't tracking my macros, but here we are. So those are the snacks I wanted whenever I started the day, or whenever I built this. I thought, you know what, this is what I want to eat throughout the day. And then I figured out, what do I have left? And I started building my other plans. So I went to my breakfast. I went with liquid egg whites, no regular eggs again, because because there's so many snacks. I want to be really smart about my fat content on each meal. You can see here I built my breakfast, and at the bottom it says 1.5 grams of total fat. That's awesome. Comparatively to yesterday, if you look at yesterday's total fat for the breakfast I had yesterday, when I had some power waffles, a little bit different, 20 total grams of fat. So this particular meal today, my breakfast, is very much conscious of my total macros that I need to kind of work with, since I've already built my snacks in. So I got 3 pieces of Ezekiel bread. Normally I would just have 2, but a nice breakfast there. Let's go to lunch. I'm going with some of the old standards, my pack of Uncle Ben's Minute Rice. I eat the whole pack. I have a couple of buffalo chicken patties. Those are vegan patties from Walmart. Then it's got a cup of guacamole and a cup of Greek yogurt, the non-flavored, non-fat, because it reminds me of sour cream. I like that and the guacamole together. So that's my lunch, very basic. That'll take me probably 2.5 minutes to make. And then I've got my dinner. Dinner is the ground turkey that I've made. It's just gonna be 5 ounces of the ground turkey, and I'll put some flavor in it, like onion powder or garlic powder, and some different things to give it some flavor. I got a sweet potato, pretty standard for me, and a cheese stick. Not fancy. I'm not over here prepping like hours at a time. Just give me a cheese stick out of the fridge, and I'll unwrap it. And that cheese stick was a nice 5 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat. So it really kind of fit in nicely to what I was trying to do. And that's my entire meal for the day. That's it. Again, my numbers look good. This is where I want to end up. If we look at yesterday, see today I'm 27 total calories over. Yesterday I was 44, day before 43. You can see a trend here. Well, ignore this one because I was using it for a test. But if I keep going through my previous days, they are generally somewhere around 0 to 50 over, go to today, on the calorie. So this is good for me. I'm happy with this. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm just trying to help you, to show you that it's possible. If you don't know how to track to do this, it's not rocket science. You just got to do a little bit of basic math, which basic math to me is the only math that I know. So this is doable. Let me know if you got any questions. Glad to help, and we'll see you tomorrow. What's up? So today's workout, a little bit unplanned, is I looked at the temperature, said 51 degrees, and I said, that's running weather. I didn't really say that, but I was like, I gotta run sometime this week. Better to do it when it's 50 than when it's 20. So, jumped out real quick. You can see the sun's going down, which, not great, but let's do some HIIT. I'm gonna do 20 minutes of HIIT, minute sprint, minute walk, get the heart rate up, etc. There's where I'm running. There's where I came from. So let's roll. Woo. All right. I'm walking in the woods. Something's in there. I don't know what. So I'll do a little bit. This is all I'm going to do today. I've been feeling tubby anyways. All those carbs I've been eating. So I'm just going to do the HIIT. We're going to call it. And hopefully it don't get too cold. I didn't wear my gloves because it was 50 and I thought I don't need gloves. I regret that. So anyways, that's it. We'll
see you guys again tomorrow. Wish me luck. All right, 30 minutes done. I only intended to do 20 or 25, but gotta take the weather when you can get it. Look at them birds. So, one thing to also mention is check this out. I'm wearing this Sweet Sweat waist trimmer belt. I don't know if it cuts fat, but it keeps you warm. We'll see y'all tomorrow.